Hi, everyone. I'm Tara, and welcome back to The Psychology of Happiness, a series on living a happier life where we explore why we think, feel, and behave the way we do. So, have you ever promised yourself that this time things are going to be different? Maybe you were going to start exercising, spend less time on your phone, stop procrastinating, eat healthier, or even go to bed earlier. And for a few days, or maybe even a few weeks, you did great. But then somehow you found yourself slipping back into old patterns. And maybe you started wondering, why can't I stick to anything? Why do I keep sabotaging myself? What's wrong with me? Well, if you've ever asked yourself those questions, I want you to know something. There's nothing wrong with you. See, psychologists call this the habit loop. It's the process your brain uses to build routines and conserve energy. Because, believe it or not, your brain loves habits. The more things it can do automatically, the less energy it has to use making decisions. The habit loop has three parts: a cue, a routine, and a reward. Maybe the cue is stress after a long day of work. The routine is scrolling social media or reaching for junk food. And the reward is temporary feelings of comfort and relief. The problem is your brain isn't asking, is this a good habit for me? It's asking, does this habit solve a problem? And if the answer is yes, even for a few minutes, your brain starts to begin to wiring that pattern in. Over time, the habit becomes automatic. That's why breaking habits can be so difficult, because you're not just changing a behavior, you're asking your brain to give up something that it believes is helping you. And that's where people get stuck. They try to rely on motivation, but motivation comes and goes. Understanding is what creates lasting change. Because once you understand the loop, you stop asking, how do I force myself to stop? And start asking, what need is this habit meeting? Maybe scrolling gives you a break from stress. Maybe procrastination protects you from the fear of failure. Maybe staying busy keeps you from sitting with difficult emotions. Your habits aren't random. They're solutions your brain has created. And here's the beautiful part: if your brain learned one routine, it can learn another. You don't have to completely eliminate the cue, you don't have to ignore the reward. Sometimes the key is simply replacing the routine. Instead of reaching for your phone when you're anxious, maybe you go for a walk. Instead of criticizing yourself after a mistake, maybe you speak to yourself the way you would speak to a friend. Little by little, you're teaching your brain new patterns. And that's how real change happens. Not overnight, and not through willpower alone, but through repetition, understanding, and compassion for yourself along the way. So today, here's something I would love for you to try. Think about one habit you've been struggling to change, and then ask yourself, what cue triggers this habit, and what reward is my brain getting from it? Because every habit exists for a reason. And once you understand the reason, you can begin to rewrite the routine. I'm Tara, and this has been part 8 of The Psychology of Happiness. Next time, we're going to explore learned helplessness, why repeated setbacks can make us feel powerless, and how we can begin to take our power back. Until then, keep looking for the little moments that make life beautiful. And remember, understanding your mind is the first step. Retraining it is where transformation begins, because that's how we create a happier life. I'll see you in part 9. Have a great day.